All right, folks, it's a new year. New year, new me, right? Let's get real. If you're still walking around smelling like a gym bag, that has got to change. Enter Mando. Whole body deodorant, the game changer you didn't know you needed. Mando is not just for your pits. It's for everywhere. It is seriously safe to use on every part of your body, guys. All Mando products are paraben-free. They're baking soda free. And Mando was designed by a doctor who observed how poorly BO was being diagnosed and being treated. Mando is clinically proven to block odor all day and to control it for up to 72 hours. You can choose the solid stick with mandelic acid, which will stop odor before it starts. Or go with the spray deodorant, which is perfect for hard to reach spots. With scents like bourbon leather, cloverwoods, my favorite Mount Fuji. You can get the starter pack right now. Go to shopmando.com. Solid stick, cream tube, and 2 free products. $5 off with code Chael, and we're even going to throw in free shipping. That's 40% off just by going to shopmando.com and using the code Chael. Smell fresher, stay drier, and dominate the new year with Mando. Oh, I just saw an article. Let me tell you who wrote this. Because this is, I realize we're only 6 days in here, but this is it was Jesse Holland. Oh, that pains me to have to compliment Holland. Holland is my sworn enemy. Well, I got to give him credit on this one. So he put out a headline that says, you can't spell boring without Bo. Got a picture of Bo Nickal. All right. So I click on it. It's a headline. And Bo had given a breakdown of a potential match between he and Chimaev. Now, I didn't read this. I might be inserting myself when I don't belong, but Bo and I just did a podcast on that very topic, and I felt like maybe Jesse was referencing our podcast, but even if he wasn't, the point is the same, which is Jesse was arguing that Bo's description of the fight, just his mere visual description, made it sound boring. And I just want to stay on this topic because there's a third one, and it's Gordon. Now, hear me out. I have always been so disappointed that Gordon Ryan and Bo Nickal decided to get along. Like, that is the feud that would transcend the two sports right there. Is a rematch between Gordon Ryan and Bo Nickal. But they decided they're going to make up. Okay, great. Now, how do I even bring Gordon into this? Well, I bring Gordon into this because Gordon would grapple Chimaev. Gordon, unlike most competitors in any sport alive, does not go do his sport every day and then avoid matches when they come up. Gordon would take on Chimaev. What's interesting about that is I believe that Chimaev would take on Gordon. And it's just something that nobody has suggested. And I don't know why. I don't know why Chimaev has competed in grappling and competing at such a high level. Went out there and did a wrestling match with Jack Hermanson, and he goes in and does fist fights with anybody under the sun. They'll go back and do a grappling match. Now he's off training with the Russian national team. He and you can film it and put it out. Like, he will put it on the line. And I'm just surprised nobody has called and tried to set up. I think Polaris would be the perfect place to do it. However, the UFC Invitationals hosted right at the Apex, that would be maybe the most appropriate forum. But get Chimaev and get Bo together now, or get Chimaev and get Gordon together, but bring back Bo. Let's get this three-way. It would be a really fascinating thing if we could get a common opponent between Bo and Chimaev. Like getting that fight, that's always been everybody's dream fight. Mine too, guys. I'm not coming down on you. Whenever I talk about, Bo and Chimaev fight, it's always against each other. Like that is everybody's dream match. I get it, but it would just be fun to have that common opponent. And I suggest that perhaps we're looking in the wrong direction to think that we have to do that within MMA. Gordon Ryan solves a lot of problems. Right there. I do not believe that Chimaev would back down. I know he would not publicly back down, so it would just depend who the event organizer of that was. And Gordon would show up. And I just think when all of a sudden we got a common opponent. And it might be a good way to work Bo back into it. I mean, if the Chimaev and Bo are not going to be able to stay separated, they're just not. And Chimaev is of the mind right now of I don't care. I don't need him. I'm on my own trajectory. You know, when I started this, Bo wasn't around. That's all fair. That's all true. Like, Bo does not have to be on Chimaev's radar. That's very legitimate, considering Bo wasn't when Chimaev got going. But I'm telling you right now, if Chimaev goes off and becomes champion, everybody's going to make that assimilation. And everybody's going to say, what are we doing? How do we have an undefeated grappler in Bo Nickal who's got the exact same skill set as the undefeated world champion? This guy gets to be world champion and this guy just gets to be undefeated. Like, being world champion is pretty sweet. Being undefeated is far more uncommon. The sport right now, just on the men's side, has 5 world champions. The sport right now does not have 5 undefeated fighters. Do you understand the difference? I mean, do you understand where this is a really big deal that Bo's undefeated? Chimaev and Bo are the same guy with the same amount of finishes, the same amount of damn near everything at the same weight class, and they're almost the same age. The only thing different between those two is opportunity. And if we just simply can't get them to fight, we're just not getting that. They still have a piece of business they need to settle. And Polaris is a great place to do it. UFC Invitational is a great place to do it. I'm telling you guys right now, okay, if you like this idea, if you see what I see, you want to get Bo and Gordon and Chimaev, and you want to figure this thing out, all you got to do is support what I'm saying. Make it known that you like this 3-way, this round robin. There'll be other people that take it from there. But I'm going to be the first to suggest it. And instead of looking at MMA and always talking about MMA while we're trying to figure out who the better grappler is and who's the best grappler and who's what, why don't we consider just having them grapple? Let's start with Gordon. Get Gordon versus Chimaev. We know who's going to win that match. That's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is how does that match go? Start juxtaposing that against Bo. Get Bo in there with Chimaev. I think we all win.